Today we are going to do the arithmetic mean, x bar. In your exam paper, there's a question based on the arithmetic mean, right? For example, taking the midpoint of the class 45 to 49 as the assumed mean, calculate the arithmetic mean of the above scores. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to learn how to calculate the arithmetic mean. Now, in day-to-day life, we know the arithmetic mean or the average, the mean value. For example, we can give a test to a group of students, right? A. Amali, Bimali, Simali, Dimali. What is this? Who is this then? Emali, right? And we give a test to these students. We'll say maths marks X, right? So Amali has scored, we'll say 50, Bimali 60, Simali 70, Dimali 80, Emali 90, right? So we have to get the average, X bar, average of these marks. So what do? We have to get the total of all these marks, right? Total of all these marks. And then we'll have to divide this by number of students. How many students are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll have to divide this by 5 students. Now we'll get the total of these marks. It is 0, 11, 18, 35, 350. So that is our total, 350, total of the marks. Then we divide that by here number of students. Number of students. Number here is 5. There are 5 students. So the average of these test marks is 70. That's the normal way we are calculating the arithmetic mean. Now we have to calculate the arithmetic mean for grouped data. What do you mean by grouped data? Now we have only 5 students. If there are 100 students, 500 students, 50 students, can we write all the marks and add them together? Then divide that by number of students? We can, but it's not that efficient. So we group these marks. These are called group data. You know how to group this. So we group these marks. These are called group data. You know how to group this. Find in the class size and all. So now we have the classes, groups. How can we get the arithmetic mean for this type of data? There's a special formula. This is the formula that you have to use. Right? There are many formulae, but according to your syllabus, this is the formula you have to use. X bar, that's the arithmetic mean. X bar equals A, assumed mean A plus I, class size I, into means multiplied by, right? Summation or sigma FD divided by N. That's the formula for group data. For these data, you will have to use this formula. Now, what are these values here? What are these? X bar is the arithmetic mean, right? A is the assumed mean. I'll teach you how to get this one, right? Assumed mean in Sinhala, upakalpita madhyanya. Assumed mean, we guess. mean value. And I is the class size, class interval or class size. Now already you have calculated the class size here by this one. Now these are row limits. So the class size is upper limit minus lower limit plus 1. Already you have calculated. Here the class size is 5. That's the class size you have to enter here, I. Right? Then here frequencies. In this table you see the frequencies. Already you have calculated those. And D is the deviation from the assumed mean. I'll teach you that also. N. N means the total number of students. N. Here according to this example, it's 50. Right? So this is what we are going to do. We are going to use this formula and calculate the arithmetic mean for these data. Now we are going to calculate the arithmetic mean for this set of data. Okay. Now this is the formula. Say it. X bar equals A plus I into summation FD divided by N. Once again, X bar equals A plus I into summation FD divided by N. So what are the values we know and what are the values we don't know? We have to calculate X bar. A means assumed mean. Do we know that? No. It's a question mark. We have to calculate. I is the class size. Do we know that? Yes. Now here these are row limits, and how to get the class size? Already you have calculated that. Row limits, upper limit minus lower limit plus 1. Here upper limit is 9, lower limit is 0. It's like that, and the class size is 10. So I we know 10. We don't have to calculate. Summation FD, do we know that this section? No. That's a question mark. We have to get that one also. N means the total number of students. Total number of students, you can get it from this table. 50. Right? These are students. Frequencies. Students. How do you know that? How can you interpret this one? There's one student who has scored marks between 80 and 89. There are 11 students who have scored marks between 50 and 59. So in these sections under frequency, you can find the students. The total of frequencies means the total number of students, N. So N also we know, right? It's 50. N equals summation F. Yeah, summation F. Now we have to find A. A means the assumed mean. Assumed mean. Now, once again we'll come to this one. Assumed mean. Okay. There are different ways we can get the assumed mean. Now at the exam they will give you the question like this. The most common one is this method, right? Take the midpoint of the model class as the assumed mean and calculate the X bar. Right? What do you mean by the model class? Mod, right? In Sinhala, mod is mate. That means the mark, right? This is important. The mark, which is scored by a large number of students, right? For example, if we take like this, you can give a test and get the marks like these. These are students and their marks, right? Say a small test out of 10, right? One student has scored 5, another one 6, 4, another child 6, another one 4, another one 6, again 6, then 1, like that. What is the mark which is scored by a large number of students? ළමයි වැඩි දෙනෙක් ගත්ත ලකුණ මොකක්ද? What's the mark which is scored by many students? 6. So the mode is 6. Right? Now how many students have scored the mark 6? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 students have scored the mark. Right? Out of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of 8 students, 4 students have scored the mark 6. So 6 is the mode, not 4, right? 6 is the mode, the mark. Now, if we consider 6 is the mode, the mark. Now, if we consider the group marks, how can we get the large number? We have to find the large number of students who have scored a particular mark. That mark is the mode. Large number. Here, if we go to this frequency column, what's the large number here? The biggest one? 12. Circle it. 12. Is this the mode? No. 12 students have scored a particular mark in this class. What is the class? 40 to 49. Here, in this class, 40 to 49, there are many values, 40, 41, 42, 43, likewise. So, 12 students have scored a particular mark, maybe 43. All 12 have scored 43, right? That will be the mode. But how can we know what is that particular mark here? We don't know. We haven't expanded this. So, what we do is, we get the midpoint. Now here the 12 students, and you have to find the relevant class. Box it. Right? This is the model class. Now what do they ask? Take the midpoint of the model class. So we don't know which mark they have scored, all 12 of them. So what we do is, we get the midpoint, the average of this class. So in that case, what's the assumed mean? 40 plus 49 divided by 2. That is 89 divided by 2. So our assumed mean is 44.5. 44.5. That is the assumed mean, midpoint of the model class. Right? 12. Suppose the mode is, now here according to this example, 12. We say the highest frequency is 17. 17. No, don't worry about this total, right? 17. So what do you have to do? This is the large number of students. And what is the model class now? This one. So box it. And is this the assumed mean? No, we have to get the midpoint of this class. This is the model class. Then 60 plus 69 divided by 2. That will be the assumed mean. Suppose we get the mode as 22. No, the highest frequency as 22. Right? Then what you have to do? Highest one is this, circle this 22. Find the relevant class. This will be the model class. Then get the midpoint of this class. That will be the assumed mean. So, do you know how to get the assumed mean now? Yes. One method is, take the midpoint of the model class. They will give you this in the exam. They will give. That's why you will have to underline. Remember that day? We underlined all the things here, taking the midpoint of the class 45 to 49 as the assumed mean, right? So they have given a particular class in this case. That's why we have underlined it, key points. So you have to do accordingly, right? The most common is they will give you find the midpoint of the model class. In that case, find the highest frequency, get the model class and get the midpoint. That's the assumed mean. Sometimes they will ask you like this. Take the midpoint of the class 50 to 59 as the assumed mean. They mention a particular class. In that case, you will have to go to this one. This is the class they have mentioned. So, where's 50 to 59? 50 to 59. This is the model class. Right? So that one also you have to circle. Huh? Then the assumed mean is 50 plus 59 divided by 2. That's the assumed mean. Now we are going to this part. Right? We know F frequencies, but we don't know D. So this is the D column. Right? We have to find D. Don't think much about this. What you have to do is, now there's a class they mention, either the model class or any other class. So in front of this class, you have to circle the relevant frequency. If it's a model class, the frequency, then this one. Right? Now here it's 12. So what you have to do is, in front of this 12, in the D column, put 0. 0. And then above 0, put all the positive plus marks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? All are plus. Then below this 0, put minus values. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. That's all. That's the D column. Got it? Now we'll say example, right? Another one. Suppose you have 15 here. That's the highest frequency, right? Then you'll have to get this class and get the midpoint for the assumed mean. 15. What do you have to do now? Put 0 in front of this one, right? And put 1. Then put minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7. In front of the relevant class, you will have to circle the frequency, and in front of that, put 0, and above 0, all plus marks, and below 0, 1, 2, 3, minus. Right? Now, in your O-levels, you have done like this. If the class size is 10, here 10, 20, 30, 40, like that. But here we are just putting 1, 2, 3, because we have taken this class size out. That's why. Do accordingly, right? According to your syllabus, it's like this. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we'll take another example here. We'll take 80. No, not 80. We'll say 23 here. Don't mind this total, right? 23. What do you have to do now? Put 0 and then 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. And down minus 1, minus 2. That's all, right? So 0 is here. Above 0, all the plus value. Below 0, all the minus value. Don't mix these two. Don't put minus above 0 and plus below 0. It's wrong. The correct one is plus above 0 minus below 0. Right? Now we'll go to our example, the proper one. Right? What is that proper one? not 15, no? 1, 5, 7, 11, 12, 8, 3, 2, 1. That's correct. So here this class put 0 and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Here -1, -2, -3, -4. Right? That's the D column. Now we need summation FD. Total of FD. Not only F, not only D. FD. FD means F multiplied by D. Right? So we have to get that one. So we write FD here. FD. And we multiply these two columns. So we write FD here. FD. And we multiply these two columns, these two. Right? How can we do? 1 into 4. It's 4. Put here, put your value here. Right? Leave another space for another digit. Leave some space for another digit. Right? Why? Say second one, 5 into 3, 15. Like this. And then 7 into 2, 14. 11. 12 into 0, 0. 8 into -1. -1, so it is minus, put this all the minus values here next to the line, right? A -8. Then 3 into -2, -6. 2 into -3, -6. 1 into -4, -4. Right? Now what you have to do is, you have to add summation, total of FD. We have the FD column now. We have to add all these. One easy method is do this one first. Right? All the positive value, plus values. Here the total is 19, 29, 33. Here it's 44. Then put this mark here. Minus. Get the values here. 10, 18, 24. 24. Right? Actually this is 44 plus, we have to add all these, minus 24. So you know how to do this, 44 minus 24. Right? That's how we get. So what is the answer here? It's 20. That is our sum. What is this? Summation, total of FD. Sigma FD or summation FD or total of FD. That's it. So we know how to get this one also. Now summation FD. Right? This part is also okay. Now we have to apply these values into this formula. Right? X bar equals this one. Now we'll do the calculation. Right. X bar equals A. Our A is what? Assumed mean is this one now. 40 plus 49 divided by 2. 89 divided by 2, that is 44.5. Here 44.5 plus I, class size is it's 10, right? 9 minus 0, 1 plus 1, 10. There's another way of getting, once you have taken these, once you have built up all these classes, the vertical difference Here, this vertical difference, 80 minus 70. That's the class size, right? That goes for real limits also. Take here. Can you see this one? Real limits also, right? This one, it's the same. And by the way, if you have got only the real limits, highest frequency is this, then the assumed mean, how to get this? 44.5 plus 49.5 divided by here 2, that is 44. Even if these are given in real limits, that's the way. The theory is the same. Right. Where are we? What? I is 10. Then into summation FD, it's 20. 20. Then into summation FD, it's 20. 20 divided by n. N means summation F, 50, number of students, total number of students. Okay, now we do the calculation. Here, do this one. 10, here it's 5. 5, here it's 4. Right? 10, 5. In 5, 4. So, 44.5 plus 4. So, our x bar is 48.5. Easy. Right? That's the way to do it. Now we are going to do this problem quickly. You had done this part, preparing the frequency distribution based on this. Later we will draw the histogram. Now we are going to do this arithmetic mean part, calculate the arithmetic mean. Here they say taking the midpoint of the class 45 to 49 as the assumed mean, right? Now the frequency distribution is here, right? This is what we had done, completed this one. Now we have to calculate the arithmetic mean. So now the formula is x bar equals a plus I into summation FD divided by n, right? Then we have to find a. Now according to the problem, they have asked you to take the midpoint of the class 45 to 49 as the assumed mean, right? Now where's that class 45 to 49? Here 45 to 49. Box this class and circle the relevant frequency, right? Now we have to get the midpoint of this class, right? So our assumed mean A equals 45 plus 49 divided by 2, right? That is 94 divided by 2. So our A is 47, assumed mean, right? A is right. I is the class size. Here the class size is 5. I equals 5. N is 50. Summation F 50. N equals 50. Right. We have to find summation FD. So what's the technique? We have to go to this one and put 0 here. And then above 0 all the plus marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then below 0 minus. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. That's the D column. Do we have to get the summation D here? No. We have to get summation FD. So we have F, we have D, but we need FD. How can we get this FD? We have to multiply these two columns. That is our FD column. Right? We will multiply now. 1 into 6. Put this 6 here. Right? Little bit away from the line. Then 10, 16, 18, 12, 7 into 1, 7, here 0, then minus values. 5 into minus 1, minus, leave some space, 5 next to the line, right? 6 into minus 2, minus 12. 3 into minus 3, minus 9. This one, 2 into minus 4 is minus 8. So you'll have to add these, get these values. First add the plus values. The total here is 69. Then add the minus values. Put this one here, it's 34. Then the answer is, deduct this, 35. What is this? This is our summation total of FDs. FD. Right. Now we have all the values, we'll apply them. A is 47 plus I 5 into summation FD 35 divided by Fn means summation F, that is 50, total number of students. Now we'll cut 5, here it's 10. It's 2 and 7. So 47 plus 3.5. 7 divided by 2. So the answer is 50.5. That is our X bar. This is the answer. Right. Okay. That's the way to calculate the X bar for grouped data. Sometimes when you do this, you can get the whole, this part 0. Sometimes the summation FD is 0. Then you have to put 0 here. 0 divided by 50, it's 0. Whole section is 0. You get only the assumed mean as the X bar. Don't get scared if you get 0 here. Right? Now what you have to do is, I have sent you the notes of this section through WhatsApp. Do all these problems using rough papers first and then copy down the note, and at the end of the note I have given you one example or homework. Do that. You have to calculate the X bar for two equal frequencies and a different one. Then I have given you the answers as well, so you can self-check. Then do the past paper questions, 5 questions, and submit your answers through Edmodo. I'll be asking some of the FD values and then summation FD and the X bar. Right? So submit your answers.